What's up, Scorpio friends? Welcome to my channel, Tarot by the Intuitive Teacup. I hope you Scorpios are doing well. My name's Annie. Happy to have you all out there today. This is going to be your September monthly tarot. The majority of this will be career and finances. The very tail end, I will toss in some messages about love, romance, partnership, if you are looking for that. So I'll probably try and put a timestamp down below if you just want to hop right to love, but typically do those about weekly-ish. So if you want something more extensive, by all means, check those out. There's really no timestamp to my videos. The only system of organization is titling it September, October, whatever, so you kind of know what's new, but evergreen readings are what I do. So if you feel driven to go search for a random video, or click on what speaks to you, what sticks out. That's kind of a fun way to do it, right? All right, so anyway, guys, welcome. This is going to be majority career and finances. As always, you are in the driver's seat of your own life. If you're coming here for advice, guidance, that's great, but take action on what makes sense, what resonates with you, what fits your circumstance or scenario. If the messages that come through this time feel strange, foreign, if you don't relate or resonate with the material, push them aside. Don't take action on them. Doesn't mean it won't make sense later on, but sometimes it won't be your message, and if that's the case, never be offended, right? In general, YouTube readings going out to thousands and thousands of people, right? Use your intuition, use your guidance, use your logic. That's important as well, okay? Everything else about this video down in the box below, including the decks I'm using, my social media, how to book a personal, etc., etc., etc. Let's hop in and do this. So interestingly enough, this deck, John Bauer Tarot, it's a very unique deck, very unusual, I think I would say. It was sitting to the side, and I turned on my light to start recording, and it was like calling to me, like, let's start Scorpios reading off with this. I don't use this deck a lot. I think it's a beautiful deck. There are some decks you resonate more with than others. Anyway, we're supposed to pull a card from these decks, and it does seem like important messages. The Sun is a great card. It's a fantastic card. This feels like packing up your shit and leaving, going off on a new adventure. Now, it is the Sun, so it's a very positive adventure. It would be something in which you're going to find great, I just heard information. What I was going to say was inspiration on your travels forward. It's Sun energy, right? The Leo especially kind of comes to mind. An adventure, something that may require a little bit of bravery, a little bit of courage. This may be a timestamp that in Leo season, which is now past, we are in Virgo season. Welcome to Virgo season. An idea may have occurred to you in which you're like, yeah, like, I gotta go. This isn't for me. I'm gonna pack up my stuff and leave. Now, for some of you, what else could that mean? Let's call a spade a spade. You may be packing up your shit. I was gonna say unbeknownst to you, not necessarily because you want to, right? And I mean, let's not freak out, but I'm kind of a cut to the chase person. If there was a layoff, that will make sense to you, right? Again, though, with the Sun displaying this, it's a very positive scenario, though it may not feel like that yet. What you're walking away from is the Ten of Wands. So this would be a burdensome job. This would be a job that you didn't really love. You didn't look forward to it. You may have been breaking your back to make ends meet. In which case, and I know this is a difficult message to hear if you're not ready. So again, earmuffs if you're not ready, but here we go. Eventually, you're going to understand that this was a divine blessing, that you were never meant to stay in this situation or this circumstance because you never would have been happy, or you would have been sacrificing major elements of your life, your destiny, by staying at a job where there was just, there was no, I don't know if it's joy, but there was no long-term goal. There was no endpoint. It sort of feels like I'm just punching the clock and I'm showing up every day to fill a seat, to fill my bank account. And again, there's nothing wrong with that, only it was joyless. That's sort of what I'm getting, or there was something about it that was significantly lacking. Ten of Wands, it's time to put the burden down. It's time to pack your shit up and leave, right? And I say that and it sounds very harsh, but you're Scorpio. You guys can take it. There's something positive, but I am very aware that this message, you're probably not seeing it right now. You're probably not feeling that fresh sunlight on your face after getting out of like a situation of darkness, right? In a sense, you are coming out of a tower. The tower moment or the tower card is not here, but that's what's wrapped up with the devil, the darker energy. It's keeping you in a space where you're not seeing the light of day. This is the universe trying to get you to see the light of day, illuminate you to the fact that, yeah, the devil and the 10 of wands, you were breaking your back or staying in some sort of situation that was keeping you stuck. And even this looks like a card of greed. You were working with or for someone who they were collecting all the profits. They were making money off of you, but you carried like a tremendous weight, or were doing all of like this almost like slave labor type stuff. Do you know what I mean? I don't think that's literal, of course, but so yeah, I think this message, particularly this deck being like me, there was something you were meant to see, because I think a lot of you are going through it right now. I'm definitely sensing there may be a little bit a bit of depression, certainly some uncertainties, if you would all feel this way, right? Don't make it your story if it's not. If you love your job, if you're happy, take that energy and run with it. This is saying for those going through it, for those who are struggling and feeling sort of helpless, this is what awaits you. But look, he doesn't look like he's enjoying that sun yet. Is he aware that it's there? Is that saying that there's an opportunity right beside you, within reach, that you could be capitalizing on? Or is it just simply saying raise your vibration, because the universe is going to match your vibe? So if you got laid off, or if you left a job, but even so, if you left and were feeling kind of like, I don't know if I made the right choice, or, maybe you just quit your job and all of a sudden, the pandemic hit, right? There's a sense of confusion and uncertainty of what's to come. Raise your vibe, right? Stay optimistic, glass half full vibes, because the universe is going to match that. The universe wants to match that. There's a need for you to stay optimistic. All right, we've hammered that point home, right? I'm just curious to see. Tell me one more thing. The sun. There could be a Leo that you could collaborate with on some sort of business endeavor. It's also saying think back to your childhood and your youth. Perhaps a dream or an ambition that you felt like you had to cut loose, or a dream you had to let go of in order to be like a responsible, serious adult, right? It might be saying maybe you weren't supposed to let it go. Maybe you were supposed to go back and do that thing you always wanted to do, and destiny stepped in to free you, to liberate you from the damn devil, right? Something dark, something that was keeping you stuck. You may have been clouded by the idea of like kind of getting money symbols in the eye. You may have made a decision to go after something because it had a big price tag attached to it. But in the long run, it especially was not good for your health or your sort of mental state, your overall energy, your vibe. This is like feeling exhausted, putting a lot of work and energy into something only to be let go, or only to not get that promotion you were promised. It feels very like maybe slighted, but just disappointed, exhausted, a little bit of like a crisis of faith. Like I thought I knew where I was going and now nothing makes sense anymore. So yeah, this message is important. I see why it came out, because it does feel heavy. But again, the heaviness is sort of being counteracted by this card, because the sun, in any tarot reader will tell you, the sun is very positive. In fact, there really isn't a negative connotation to the sun, even reversed. My thing with this is that I don't think you've seen the sun. I don't think you've had the clarity, the illumination, the epiphany that what you're headed to is so much better than what you're leaving behind. Yeah, you got to check your vibe a little bit. Your vibe attracts your tribe. Your vibe is going to attract your career, your money, your financial account, right? It's all tied to you and the energy that you're giving off. So, Roman numerals are hard. What is this one? Let's see. This is 14, so this is Temperance. What a wacky looking Temperance card. Temperance is about healing, though. It's about patience. It's about recalibrating your energy. It's about finding your balance. Typically, it's the Archangel Michael, so instantly love, right? Loving yourself. Finding reasons to love your life, even when you're in the thick of it, even when you're at the lowest of lows. Finding reasons to be grateful, gratitude, finding things to appreciate. A fire sign is going to play a significant role in your life in the coming months or two, specifically a Leo or a Sagittarius. But yeah, I mean, Temperance is typically shown staying grounded, keeping one foot on the ground, the other toe being dipped in the pool of intuition, of creativity, testing the waters on something new or different that maybe you haven't tried before, or again, revisiting something from the past, your childhood, whatever. Something that brought you lots of joy. If you were to change your perspective and look at this as a divine blessing, even for 2 seconds, I know that some of you guys are not ready to hear this, and that's okay, right? Healing is a personal process. Whatever you were released from or left and are having kind of mixed emotions about, if you were to look at it as, oh, thank God that happened because ... what would the because be? like it's forcing you to see the higher perspective, the larger image, kind of like the zoom out. Right? Yeah, why? There we go. 10 of Pentacles. Okay, guys, I know I've already lost half of you. 10 of Pentacles is a great money card. It's arguably one of the best money cards in tarot, right? It talks about generational wealth, right? It could be an inheritance of some sort. It could be joining the family business, or it could just be a kick-ass amount of income that you're headed towards. But again, your vibe is not attracting that 10 of Pentacles because there's a need to do some personal, spiritual realignment and like personal healing. Something about that, it's like opening up your mind to understand that there are so many more avenues of blessings in the world. More avenues of income. That's why you're watching this, right? So I know we're like friggin' 10 minutes in. I'm sorry it took that long to get to, but this was a very heavy message that needed to be seen. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to acknowledge your 10 of Pentacles is showing up. It's not even bottom of the deck, okay? It came out. It is available to you. The energy is here, but you're not there yet, Scorpio. So if I told you, right around the corner, there's an opportunity, a whatever, $100, $1,000, $1 million opportunity. What do you in your perspective see that you need to do to get there faster? What do you need to change? Your mindset, your heart space, your physical location? What needs to change to align you to this money-making path, to this 10 of Pentacles? It's there. Does it have something to do with a Leo or a Sagittarius or your child? Do you need to go back to school? Do you need to... It's going to be different for everyone. 10 of Pentacles is showing itself. You're going to be okay, but I am sensing your vibe is weighing you down. I can even feel like the vibe of the reading is very heavy. So, all right, let's collectively take a deep breath. We're going to get new messages, some high-vibing messages for those Scorpios out there. Tell me about Scorpio's career and finances, please. Career and finances. Winter. Something about the winter months. So depending on I don't know what it is, but there's an important timestamp about winter. Wearing your hat and gloves and wrapping your kid up in their like snowsuit and sitting on grandpa's lap. There's something about cold winter hats. So I don't know if that's something you're making or again just a timestamp of when you're going to be going on job interviews. You're going to have to bundle up. It's going to be chilly. It's also saying, and I mean, this isn't I don't know if it's a helpful message, but I'm going to say it anyway. Winter's going to be tight. It's going to be all hands on deck in terms of pinching pennies and asking for favors, relying on family and friends to help you get by. If not financially, emotionally, right? Know that you have a network and a support system that if you're just having a day where you're feeling kind of, yeah. All right. Let's do this. Are we ready to... We're going to get some good messages here for Scorpio. Let's raise our vibration. I feel like I'm going to do multiple timestamps. Just start. That was such a heavy-hearted message. All right. So strength and more Leo energy. It's going to be a journey. It's going to be an adventure. Some of you may be working with the elderly, old folks home, or you may just have sort of a mentor in your life that could pass off some pearls of wisdom to you. That's exactly what this is. Heeding the advice of an elder and then really thinking about it. 4 of Athens, right? It's taking time to clear your mind out, to do some sort of assessment of the thoughts you're holding on to, and are they helping you? Are you empowering yourself? Are you encouraging yourself? Are you practicing self-love and looking at yourself in the mirror every day and telling yourself you're a badass? If you're not doing that, you need to start doing that. Again, you need to change your vibe. That's not a personal attack on you. This is meant to inspire you and empower you. If you're struggling in more ways than one in multiple areas in life, start with you. You have complete control over that, right? I mean, for the most part. I don't want to get into a medical discussion, right? But certainly if you're depressed, seek help for it, whether that's medical help or whatever, right? You guys know. Use your judgment. Use your common sense. Yeah, you need to weed out the negative thoughts that are holding you back. For a lot of you, you've just gotten into a state where you're lacking the energy to do something. It's not that you're lazy. It's physically hard to muster up the excitement anymore because it feels like you've been walking this path for years now, even if it's just recent or whatever struggle it is that you're going through. There feels like a very weighted, exhausted, heavy energy. And I'm not predicting this by any means, but as an example, it's like you got one piece of bad news and then you got another and then you got another. And now you're just kind of like, you're struggling to get out of bed in the morning. And yeah, that's heavy, but Yeah, advice or guidance is around you, particularly a wise elder. It could also be a spirit guide, right? Especially if you have strong beliefs. If faith plays a large role in your life, pull out the tarot deck. Ask for some spiritual advice from the ancestors, from the spirit guides. So money is moving behind the scenes, but it's going so slow you don't realize it. Nights bring change and movement into our life. You got, boom, Knight of Pentacles, Knight of Money, Knight of possessions, material goods, 3D things you can reach out and touch, earthly things, right? So money is moving, but it's slow. It's slow to get started is sort of what I'm seeing. It could be that some of you need to change your location, especially if you're in a more rural area. This may indicate with times being tough, maybe you need to apply to a job in the city, or something about changing your location could be quite helpful. And reaching out to people, online, networking more online too, even if you can't physically move, reaching out to people nationally, globally, expanding your network. So there's a prayer that is being heard. There is a wish that is being manifested, very likely in Virgo season. So if you're not currently manifesting, if you're not making your list of wishes and with that how you plan to accomplish them, you need to start doing that, because this feels like you feel like you are all alone. It feels like a sense of hopelessness or just really lost, really frustrated, Scorpio. This is saying you have not been forgotten. Universe sees you on this spiritual path, and it does feel lonesome right now. Independent. In a sense, you are being called to pick yourself up by your bootstraps. It's not to say you don't have compassion and support from friends or family, but this feels like a solo mission. Like you're meant to go through this on your own to probably sort something out internally and sort of realign yourself to your North Star, to what you're headed towards. This does indicate wish fulfillment, not just 9 of Cups. This is the major arcana, major wishes and dreams, right? Now this is regarding your career. So what wishes have you been making? Some of you may be avoiding asking for help, especially financial help, especially from family. It seems like some of you have family that would be willing to take you in or grant you a loan, but there seems to be, I don't know if it's ego or pride. Again, I'm not knocking you, but there's something yourself that you're holding yourself back from asking for that, because it could be that your wish could be granted by simply asking for it. Asking someone here in the 3D, hey, could you help me with this? Could you pass my resume to your boss? Could you, whatever. Asking for help, but also doing it in a very tangible, earthly way. Yes, the divine can help, but you kind of need to put in some more muscle yourself as well. And I'm not at all saying you've been lazy. I think it's not that. I think you've been exhausted by overworking yourself and not getting the results you wanted. And so now you're kind of like, well, shit, what's the point in trying? Again, check the vibe. You and I know we all go through bouts of that. You're a human being. Allow yourself to stay in bed for the day, wallow in it for a day, and then cut it off and be like, okay, that's where it stops. That's the old chapter. Let's move on. Let's think positively, right? I actually heard this the other day, and I was just like, yes, abso-fucking-lutely. I was watching an astrologer, because I'm trying to learn birth charts. His name's Cam White, and he's very good at that. Anyway, he was saying that there's this thing in the spiritual community where we're always telling, self-care, sit on the couch, watch Netflix, eat ice cream. That is not always self-care. Sometimes that is the complete opposite. Sometimes self-care is setting your alarm for 5 a.m. and hitting the gym, setting your alarm for 5 a.m. and forcing yourself to send out 10 resumes. Sometimes self-care is forcing yourself to raise your vibration, to up your game, even when you really don't feel like it, because you know it's for your best and highest good. And that is such a good metaphor for this. Absolutely. Yeah, there's a Virgo or an Aquarius that could help you out. I am sort of being called to say, like, grant your wish. You're making it this bigger thing of, oh, my down and out and this and that. I'm not saying that's all true, but I'm saying you may be over dramatizing it a bit. You may be lost in your emotions, and whoops, let's focus that camera. You're a water sign, right? So that wouldn't be unheard of to occasionally be lost in your emotions. Something about a bed and breakfast, or I don't know if it's running a hotel or a motel, or I just heard that. Is it Run DMC? Hotel, motel, holiday inn. Say what? You guys know what I'm talking about? Let's focus that camera first. Anyway, Spirit's like, move on. That's not important. That's not important. Something about like hospitality industry. I don't know if that's something you're choosing to walk away from or pursue in the future. Yeah, you are presenting as the wounded warrior. I think, here's the thing. I think you've already been through the thick of it, Scorpio. I honestly, truly do believe that you're headed in a more positive direction, but you have to believe that yourself. I think you've already experienced the tower moment. I think you are already grieving the loss of something, whether it's a job, an opportunity, a project, a deal that didn't happen the way you wanted. You're anticipating the next attack. You're anticipating things going wrong. What you're not realizing is that something that you were denied or was taken away or a missed opportunity, again, blessing in disguise, because the sun brings illumination to how to better get to the Ten of Pentacles. Temperance, a card of healing, right? Sometimes a card of like medical healers, doctors, nurses, spiritual healers. High Priestess and Temperance again. Look how, oh wow, you have great cards here. Look how incredible that Temperance card is. I think that, honestly, one of the most beautiful cards I've ever seen in tarot. I think it's so cool. Look at all these, like, spiritual healers going on here, Scorpio. Is this you? Are you meant to go in a completely different direction? Again, the Star and the Hermit. Exact same cards I'm looking at in a different deck. Aquarius and Virgo energy. Same exact thing here. The Holly King is the Hermit in this deck, and the Star. Again, medicinal healing. Look, she's mixing her little potion. I think this has to do with a career that maybe I said the same thing to Taurus. A career that maybe you put on the back burner, or you took a few courses in college and you're like, oh, no, not for me. Spirit might be asking you to reconsider. Again, there's a reason why something didn't work out. And again, I know that's hard to hear. That's a motherfucker to hear sometimes. But again, changing your perspective on this, it's actually going to usher in something better for you. Or the star wouldn't be showing up. This is about aligning you to the right path, to the correct path. Literally, it's in the right order. It starts off as a star in your lantern. Look into that deep, dark cave, right? Into the subconscious, into your internal being, into figuring out what the hell is going on inside of you and what it is that you really want. Aligning that, once you become aware of it, it can become your target. It can become the destination. Starting with your little star in your lantern, right, becomes the North Star in your sky. It's a much greater journey than you're anticipating, and maybe that's part of the problem is you want overnight success. You want the information to come very quickly, and with Virgo, Earth energy, and Virgo season, this does not look like a guy who's about to run a relay race. Correct me if I'm wrong, right? The Hermit is typically depicted as Father Time. Take it nice and slow, easy breezy. I know that's not what you want to hear, but again, being confirmed with Knight of Pentacles, the slowest moving knight in the deck, but it's reliable, it's steady. It comes into fruition. The seeds that have been laid, they're not going to blossom till, X amount of months, but they'll come in because they were nurtured properly. They were given sunlight. They were given water. King of Cups, that's you. Oh, there's the sunlight, right? You guys sticking with me on this cheesy metaphor? Eight of Cups, leaving something behind. At one point in time, it was special. It meant something to you. It filled your cup. It made you happy. It filled your bank account, filled your wallet. It filled your pockets. It doesn't anymore. Or something about it has made you have a change of heart, right? Cups, water energy. You're headed off towards your wish fulfillment. That's what comes after the Nine of Cups. But given the energy showing up, I don't think you all know exactly what your wish fulfillment is. And there's nothing wrong with that. But I'll be honest, I don't think that's something a tarot reader can tell you. What are you passionate about? You should have an inkling, just like an idea, right? And if you don't, that to me is an indicator. That's why Hermit card is coming up. You got to spend more time with yourself to be in that energy, to discover what it is that you love, what's important to you, what do you want to do. This feels like you get a second chance. I don't want to say at life, maybe. I mean, that seems very extreme. I don't know if any of you had like a brush with death. I certainly hope not. But all the more reason, though, if that's coming up for a reason, right? This feels like a second opportunity to go after the thing that was a near miss. You almost chose to abandon it, but I think it's probably something from your youth. Or it doesn't have to be as extreme as going back to a career. It could be reaching out to someone from your past who you used to have a great working relationship with. Maybe you two are meant to combine and collaborate and kick ass in some field that you're going off on like a new, yeah, absolutely. Collaboration. For seeds you have planted in the past, but you never chose to, I'm just getting the metaphor of like dig in the earth to really discover and go back to the potential there. It could be with a Gemini or a Cancer. But you still think about it. There's a little bit of regret or contemplation of could that have ever been a thing? Could we have made it work? And I am speaking in the career business partner sense. Maybe it has something to do with a romantic vibe too, but again, for you to determine. All right, God, this is like, it's not a bad message, but it's unlike any of the other messages I've gotten. This just feels like you need a big old hug and a pep talk to get your head back in the game. You guys listen to Gary Vee. He's a Scorpio. Listen to some Gary Vee. His personality is off-putting for the first 2 seconds, but when you listen to him more, he knows what's up. He does. Gary Vee. He's a Scorpio. Support your own. He's like a life coach. He's a mentor. He has great points, and he is very much a tough love guy. This is terrible, but my father, older generation, he's a Sag, very blunt, very funny, hilarious in his own mind. He has this expression, don't give me your labor pains, show me the baby. I know, I'm cringing too, but it's kind of true. In this situation, we can wallow in it all day, but it's not progressing us forward, right? Show me the baby. Where are we headed? Show me the baby, the rebirth, the sunshine, the card of childhood, right? Maybe some of you are destined to work with children. We got to get out of this. I don't even want to acknowledge this Nine of Swords. It's here. I see you. I acknowledge you. It's not doing you any favors. It's time. Look who's in the background. The sun. The sun. It's the dawning of a new day. Enough with this. Can we be done with this? We don't want to be this person anymore. This is not you, Scorpio. I'm getting that. It's like you lost track of yourself. You haven't been yourself. Now, here's the thing. To be sympathetic, to be compassionate, I do think that's important as a tarot reader. This may indicate a larger issue. Again, depression. A lot of times it's depression. You're giving your power up to thoughts that are they're running rampant and they've taken over. Like, they've taken control over your life, these dark thoughts. It makes me think of all those, like, super depressing commercials for depression. That's the irony, right? Where someone has, like, a big black cloud hanging over them. I think in metaphor, that's how some of you are feeling. So depending on how severe this is, seek help, right? Seek help for your problems. Don't feel like you're alone. Some of you are meant to be singers. You are very gifted with your voice. There's something about the talent of your song, your speech, your voice, your making music. You could play an instrument very well. Or something about, this is more creative stuff. Something about carving in wood. Swords, right? You know? What would that be? Something, the carving wood, or I don't know what the name of that is, but carvings, woodworking. I don't know what that is, but if that's a pastime for you, it's almost like some hobby that you've been doing, like dark in your dungeon. You know, like your room is dimly lit. You're just working by candlelight. Maybe you're a painter. Maybe you're a poet. It's like you have the soul of the artist, but it's like the sad artist. Okay, so here's the thing, and I do mean this in a higher vibration because it is that message. Part of you was meant to go through this to a certain point. Again, know when it's time to seek help. Part of you actually, while you were in this kind of dark, gothic state, you actually produced some kick-ass artwork, like a kick-ass body of art. So if you can raise your vibration and kind of, get your life back together piece by piece, you're actually going to make a shitload of money selling your art. That it's almost like Picasso's blue phase. It was like Scorpio's sad phase. You made some amazing artwork. Or if you haven't yet, a lot of my Scorpios are very talented. Something very very active with your hands. Sculpting, carving, painting. I don't know what it is. Something about that. It is funny because it actually turns out being something very fantastic that you could use to your advantage. Scorpio's dark phase, Scorpio's goth phase. And I'm not trying to make light of it, but your writings too. You could publish your writings in like a journal or some sort of diary, or it may sample writings that you have. If you were to submit them, you may end up being like a professional writer or a journalist or something of that. Yeah, that's exactly what I mean. There is something beautiful that comes out of all this, but it's gonna take some time for you to understand what it is. I know that's frustrating to hear. I know that's not what you want to hear, but take heart in knowing that you're not the only Scorpio going through it. We're all having our ups and downs, right? Something really beautiful is birthed out of this really difficult stage that you're going through. It feels like a dark night of the soul. That's exactly what this feels like. Go internal. Get in touch with you, Scorpio, with everything that makes you sad, everything that makes you happy, everything that you want and desire. There's a need to really understand your North Star, and I think a lot of you, it's like you lost sight of it. I absolutely think that's what happened. You thought you were going for something, and then it was like it was taken away, and you're like, well, shit, where's my North Star? It's in your heart, Scorpio. That's your true compass. Cue the cheesy music. Come on now, this is great. Something, you make a positive out of a negative. Yeah, that's exactly what happens. King of Swords, you somehow find it in you. I think you just get so sick of being sad and depressed and not knowing. You're just like, fuck it. I'm just gonna, and I mean that in a good way, right? Sorry, Molly. I know you hate that. You said in a video, never adopt that mentality. Don't say fuck it. Here you do though, but it's a fuck it of, I'm just going to take a risk with putting myself out there, with giving my resume, with applying to a job that I'm not even qualified for, and guess what? Something positive comes out of it. A fuck it mentality in that it pulls you up by your bootstraps because you have nothing else to lose. That's what this feels like. You may as well go for the job. You may as well network with the person you haven't talked to in 10 years, even though it makes your skin crawl, it makes you uncomfortable. If it means getting yourself out of a state of lack, why the hell not? There's a shiny token out at the end of a very long tunnel. I'm not even going to put a timestamp on it because I do want you to empower yourself, to raise your vibration. That's so important here. The bottom line, there's light at the end of the tunnel, but you're all going to get there in your own time and in different ways. Here's the thing. While you're in the darkness, right, while you're in the tunnel, it is a time for self-discovery, for a spiritual realignment. Of course you're going through the dark tunnel. That is such a metaphor for Scorpio. The subconscious, the 8th house, the mystery of it all, the deep, dark depths of our psyche and our subconscious, things nobody really understands, right? You're going there. You're going to that dark place, and you're coming out the victor on the other end. Very, very strong card. But it's kind of a difficult message to give just as your reader here, but it's like you're meant to go through this in some level because you are going to learn something about yourself. Again, cue the cheesy music. All right, Scorp. Let's get something else. This one is a heavy-ass reading. Yeah, let's do one more message for Scorpio, although I feel like I've lost you all. What's up? If you're still here, you're my people. What's up? All right, let's get a new message. In terms of money or things, careers, anything that wants to come through to empower Scorpio. Your dark night of the soul. King of Swords again. Yeah. Strong Gemini, Libra, Aquarius energy. Writing, public speaking, using your words. Your debating skills among a team where there may be heated arguments or a competitive spirit. Some of you just need to go out and join like a sports team. And I know we're social distancing, be safe, use your judgment. But yeah, being amongst people may actually be quite helpful because you have a tendency to isolate during your dark night of the soul. And again, part of that's going to be beneficial, but not to the point where you have cut off all contact with mankind. Like you need to still mix it up with the people you love, with the people who trust, with the people who, come on, Golden Girls Tarot, go bowling with your friends, Scorpio. Like keep the mood light, keep the vibe high. It also says to me, this can be a card of friendly competition. There may be particularly an air sign in your life who may be looking for a partner or looking to fill a gap in their business. It might not be your dream job, but in the interim, it could get you by. And minimum, you'd be working with someone you really like, someone you jive with, someone you get along with, someone who very likely has some power plays or has some power at their company, in which case maybe they could get you on the right track. Maybe they could get you promoted faster. Maybe they could slide your resume to the right person. Yeah, particularly air signs are going to be helpful to you. There is a victory there. There is a victory. Yeah, some sort of recognition very early on in your stint or with a certain group of people. Some of you, again, entertainment is going to be a very good option or outlet for those looking for a career. Again, singing came through a lot. Singing, dancing, acting, modeling. You are very charismatic, but there's some, and I mean this in a good way, there's something very unusual about you that draws the eye, particularly modeling. Okay, so a lot of you, I'm being called to say you may have competed in something as a child and you're going to pick it back up again. So whether that was a sports league, for some of you, it was like, oh God, toddlers and tiaras. I'm sort of getting that. Like, again, beauty, fashion, whatever. It's like you hung up your crown, so to say, and you're like, I did enjoy that. Why the hell not, Scorpio? Give it a try. You may enjoy it as an adult, too. Yeah, there's a reversal on something. You go back to something in the past that you were already quite skilled at. You were quite talented at. There's a rejuvenation of that skill or that talent. Again, writing, too. A lot of you are very, very eloquent, very good with your words. Probably excellent Scrabble players. Yep. Raise your vibration. 5 of Cups. Don't linger on the spilled cups. They're spilled. They're done. Look to the 2 behind you. Focus on the positive. See the bright side of things. The silver linings. It's more than a silver lining. It's a perfectly good opportunity up above you. And again, it probably has to do with a very solid friendship or partnership of someone who can help steer you in the right direction. Someone who could hook you up with a job. And I'm not saying all of you have lost a job, though I have to admit that came through very strongly. But if that isn't your story, it's just saying there's something going on in your life. And I mean, maybe it's just the global situation right now. It's pulling on your heart and you're in a bit of a funk. This is about something that ended that you did not see coming or you were not happy about. So let it be. Let it end organically. Don't fight it. If somebody says it's over, it's done, don't think twice about it. Okay, take them at their word. It's over, it's done. If it comes back to you, cool, that's divine timing. That's the universe bringing it back for a reason. But if you're struggling with something and you're apprehensive to let it go, but it's giving you all these kind of vibes, sorrow, heartbreak, disappointment, anxiety, insomnia, let it go, Scorp. Try for the new. Ace of Swords, Ace of Pentacles. A lot of you are being steered in a new direction, in a new career, particularly with a King of Swords. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Likely a male, though it does not have to be. And I mean, one of these might be you. Is anybody a twin out there? Are there any twin Scorpios? Working with your twin, working with siblings, working with children, working for dating apps, something about helping other people find a good partnership. Maybe you're a recruiter, maybe you're a liaison of sorts where you match group A with group B. I don't know what job that is, but yeah, bringing other partnerships together could be a good career for you. There's a Gemini coming in to communicate with you as well. A Gemini from your past, someone you probably had a romantic fling with, they could probably set you up with a job, and they might just be your soulmate. Also, event planning, wedding planning, things of that sort. Something about dancing, going to the clubs, hitting up the clubs. Yeah, and that is our cue to switch to love and romance. Good Lord, Scorpio. This is a long video. Oh, Scorpio, I just want to give you a big hug. And then all of you are like, no, thanks. We don't want a hug. All right. You got this, Scorp. I'm rooting for you. Tell me about Scorpio's love life. Tell me about the 6 of Cups and the 4 of Wands. Soulmate. It could be another Scorpio or an Aries, possibly. Could also be an Earth sign, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. This person probably has a lot of money. And they love to fly. They love to travel. They love to go on adventures. They may have a pet bird. Something about a bird is significant. Ugh, pet birds. No, thank you. No, thank you. Not for me. Maybe a pet cat. Yeah, you may go on some sort of flight with this person, air travel. I don't know if it's a vacation or a job interview or just visiting a friend from the past, somebody who flies a lot, so you may live at a distance from them. But yeah, there's mad flirtation going on there, definitely. Page of Wands, the flirtation will continue. And this has soulmate vibes attached to it. I like this very much. All 5 of these are very positive cards. Yeah, there's reciprocity in this relationship, so... this person loves dessert. They love to eat. They love to live a lavish lifestyle. There's very strong Taurus vibes here, which is that I always confuse you and Pisces. Yeah, your divine pairing, if you believe in that, right? Your opposite on the zodiac wheel is Taurus. A lot of Taurus energy here as well. And yeah, a lot of pets, a lot of animals. Your person may work as a veterinarian or just have a very strong connection with animals, especially your Aries if you're dealing with an Aries. They also may sell jewelry. They may have their own jewelry or fashion line, their own clothing line. It seems positive. Did you guys try and write a book together or have a collection of essays or poems or something that you would exchange? Letters? Have you saved their letters in a box? Gosh, that sounds like it's something that took place ages ago. Back when they were in Nam. I don't know. That seems positive. I like that. That's one love message for you. If that's your person. Tell me about the new one. 10 of Pentacles. So... this is, okay, yeah, of course it is. So someone who's married, you are presenting them with love and romance and flirtation, but they's about to cut you because they're taken. Don't be the fool. Look before you leap. You're about to jump off the damn ledge for this person who's already married, Scorpio. Come on. Get it together. All right, I'm so done with that message. Tell me about the Cancer. Yeah. The Cancer is still figuring out how they feel, okay, it's you. You don't know how you feel about the Cancer yet, and yet they're showing up in your spread. Tell me more about that. Because you were involved in a third-party situation, and so you may be kind of nursing the wounds and kind of getting yourself back out there. So the Cancer probably wants something very serious and very committed, and you're kind of like, I don't know if I'm there yet. It's kind of like you just wanted the chance to play the field, but then boom, universe ushered in a new romantic partner for you, but they're looking for exclusivity, and so you seem to be on the fence there. You have an ex-Gemini who is just, it's a lot of energy. Some of it is probably your energy, some of it is probably theirs. I don't know if you're done with it, but the vibes surrounding the Gemini I don't like. It could have been third-party stuff. It just could have been someone who just didn't treat you right or vice versa. I mean, yeah, there's a lot of baggage with the Gemini or possibly a Scorpio. It's judgment, though, so I don't think it's done. Was somebody a musician? This is my little musician's card. Somebody's going to try and wake the dead. That's you, Scorpio. You're the death card. Yeah, the Gemini will probably reach out to you. The Gemini might be married by now, though. So this could have been someone who broke your heart, especially if they chose someone else. Even if they're still married, they might be reaching out. Or it might be a Taurus from the past still reaching out. Not impossible, but just flat out, the outlook is iffy at best. So bear that in mind. All right, one last message. Tell me one more about this Cancer. I know you're not sure, but what's the potential outcome with the Cancer here? Strength, it's strong. Yeah, I knew it was. Also a card of Leo, so possible reconciliation, or if it's not, it doesn't have to be reconciliation, but socialization, going out, grabbing coffees, grabbing beers with the gang. In the gang, there may be a Leo that you catch feelings for, or vice versa. There's a strong connection with a Leo with a lot of love in their heart. All right, badass. Let's do one more love message, and that's it. A new group of Scorps. Yeah, I don't know how else to say this. I don't do fear-based readings, but the whole it being involved with someone who's married, there will be consequences there. I have said this to you before. I know you're Scorpio and you're very secretive and very mysterious. They're very, very mysterious. You're not that mysterious. Like, someone catches wind that there's like third-party activity in a marriage. You're not that sneaky, Scorpio. So again, just take that with a grain of salt. I would be very careful about that. It does not bode well. All right. Yeah, who's calling Scorpio? 2 of Wands. Possible. Oh, interesting. Yeah, something about being in the army or being in the service. If you haven't heard from that person in a while, they're going to call you out of nowhere and you're probably not expecting it. And you're feeling some type of way because they went dark on you. So, I mean, they are reaching out to you. There's a tone from you that's initially kind of like, you had your chance, you've lost me. But it's like, but not really, because you're definitely going to entertain the idea of seeing them. And they thought about you, even when they were at a distance or went dark on you. Again, particularly someone in the military or the service, male or female, they're going to reach out to you again. That's what a pandemic brings. We start thinking about our life. Yeah, you ex-asshole. Why are they an asshole? Really? And I mean, they might be, but you may have... I think you took something very personally. I would at least hear them out. There might be a story there. Scorpio. There was ever a Scorpio card. All right, tell me about the Pisces. A Pisces who's very confusing. A Pisces who really gets you lost in your head. A Pisces with lots of tattoos. They're a little punk. They're a little rebel. They're, Sid Vicious. Is that someone's name? Sydney? The Pisces who's the little rebel, possibly, maybe they're a rock and roller, right? Maybe they're a singer. Ooh, it's sexual. It's very sexual. With a Pisces, no, never. Pisces and Scorpio, oh my God. Whew. Sex for days. And 4 of Wands, yeah. Milestones. Again, road trips, potentially. It doesn't have to be a Pisces. It could also be an Aquarius. It's very sexual. It's very heated. This person may have been in trouble with the law multiple times. What do you call those? Not headshots. Mugshots. Mugshots. That actually may be a something you guys did together. You know how you can get like at like a carnival or a fair, like a photo booth, you could make it out to a mugshot. Yeah, someone you did like one of those photo booths with, where you like pose and you get the 4 different pictures. It's that person. Whoever that person is, you probably have very strong feelings for them. Sucker. I just heard sucker. They're gonna get you back. They're gonna win you over with their words, because there's a tough, yeah, this is actually what this is. There's a very tough exterior to this person, but deep down they're just a softie. They are the biggest softie in the world. They're like a little kid. They just want their lollipop. Oh, you guys know what I'm getting at here. Scorpio, that's enough with the dirty talk. All right, that's what I got for you guys. Please do like, share, subscribe. Let me know in the comments down below what resonates. Have a fantastic September, a fantastic Virgo season. I will see you very soon for more tarot. Bye, Scorp.